Thanks everyone for joining us on the Backer Winner Racing Update, brought to you by Smart Odds. Compare odds with Smart Odds now. Sign up and use the code WINBIG in capitals to get a 30-day free trial. That's a month free trial instead of the normal 14 days. And punters, make sure you get on this app. It really is going to make sure that you're profiting and getting the most out of your winning bets. The difference since I've started using it between backing something at the price you see and backing something at the highest price, there's a huge difference, and over time that accumulates to a lot. So make sure when you're punting you are getting the best price, and that is through the SmartB app. We'll get stuck into this weekend. There's a lot of features on in Sydney, but first off I'll get started with Caulfield and the track at the moment in the good range. We've got the three features: Redout's Choice Stakes in race 3, Delius Series Final, race 7, and Anniversary Vows or Vays in race number 8. My best bet punters, Oliveanotherday. Look, race number 9, last start, just absolutely bolted in. I think this is a good multi-banker for the day here, $1.95 on the Smart Odds comparison. Just think from barrier 1 can control the race, and it's going to be very, very hard to run it down from there. My next best comes up in race number 10 in the Family Mile, and it's Trapdoor. Been with this a few times. I think it's got a good turn of foot and good upside. It's ready for Saturday grade now, and barrier 4 is the key here. It tends to, more often than not, find a way to draw a poor barrier. So it's drawn nicely here. I think it'll take plenty of holding out in the last of the day. To touch on the features, I've got in race number 3, the Redout's Choice Stakes Drumfire on top from barrier 2. A little bit worried about the form that Zara's in, but this looks a good race, and obviously the main danger is Gin Twist, but 330 on the odds comparison, happy to be with it. I think it'll take holding out against these. Race number 7 in the Delius Series Final, I've got Single Choice. It is dual nommed, but look, I think it's got the right form for this race. I think it'll take plenty of beating against these. Just bear in mind that it might not run here, and if so, Amazaki's the one I like. Huge odds last time out and rattled home. It arguably should have gone very close to winning. It's a bit of a get back and run on horse, so you're going to need a lot of luck, especially in a field this big. But I thought this is a good race for it. And the bottler I put in as Finance Merchant at $81. I think it's due for a change of luck, and this is the kind of race where it might be able to find it. So they're my selections there for Caulfield punters. We'll move across to Randwick. And there's a stack of features on here, so we'll go through them. Race number 1, I'm with Diameter. A bit of a wide draw here, but 660. I like the form it brings, and I think it'll be hitting the line very hard. We've got J-Mac aboard. Ticks a lot of boxes for this. I think it'll run a bold race. Race number 2, I'm within the law. It is going to need a good ride from the draw, but I think it's got a decent class edge on this field. We're worried about Regal Award, but this nicely placed here, and the $6 on the odds comparison looks over the odds here. Look, it doesn't win out of turn. It's won the 3 from 14, but its first up run was good in a Group 3 in what I thought was a decent field. And it didn't have a whole lot of room, so I don't mind the wide draw. I think it'll be winding up late, and it'll be tough to hold out against these. Race number 3 in the size stakes, I found this a very tricky race. A lot of these hard to line the form up. I've gone with Screen Icon. I just think it's got the right form here. Last time out was second behind Spicy Miss in a Group 2, just missing, and barrier 1, so I'm expecting a good run in transit, but this is obviously very wide open. Race number 5 in the Oaks, I am with Hope Wins. I think it's the one to clearly beat. Profoundly is interesting. On a quick backup from last week, it was a good win. It beat Soverado, who I thought also was good and does set up nicely from the draw. So they should be around the mark, those two, on what is quite a quick backup. Race number 6, I got Tempted on top. I think this is just a clear race in 2. Grafter Burners is also untapped. Different form line, but it'd be hard to beat. But Tempted, $1.83 on the odds comparison. I think that's as short as I'd like to go, but I do think this is its race. It would take plenty of beating against these. Race number 7 in the Sydney Cup. I've got Campbell-Dino, and I'm just going with something that'll be on the speed here. But barrier number 14, Timmy Clark will need to be good early. But I thought the last start run was very good. He has a good record aboard. Any rain that comes, excellent. 3 out of 4 in the heavy, and it does really like this trip. So I thought it looks nicely placed here. Favourite does look a smidge on the short side. Race number 8, Lady Shenandoah on top, but probably not a race I want to get too involved with. But race number 9, Autumn Glow, she's a dead set star. This is her stiffest test to date. She hasn't been far away from Aliana in the past. Sir Delius form lines up and Dubai Honours classy. So as the market suggests, they're the 4 chances. $1.45, I think she wins again, and she wins comfortably, but that's probably as short as you want to get. Last of the day is Gangster Granny. Barrier 12, a little bit sticky. Was 13, but it comes in. But 1 out of 1 over this track and trip, and last start out, just missed from Barrier 16. I think this is a great race for the Granny. It's a little bit limited here. In flight, probably the one that I don't mind at odds. But look, I think this is a very winnable race and brings in the good form line. She's got form behind Autumn Glow and Aliana. So, look, that reads well for this. The one I'm worried about as well, Catch the Glory, who's got good upside, and we'll get a gauge on that form line earlier on in the day. That's all there, punters. Just make sure to listen to the SmartB Sports Update for updates on other sports around the world. Sign up to SmartB to get the back of winning newsletter, daily best bets, tip of the day, and daily updates and news and information for all your sports and racing. And make sure to follow the SmartB app on all social media platforms, back a winner and Twitter/X.
With a photo finish between second and third.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website